most surprising players in all of Major League Baseball. I mean, seriously, nobody expected these guys to be playing as well as they are this early in the season. Big shout to Prize Picks, of course, the sponsor of today's video. You'll hear from them more later on, but you don't want to see my face. You want to see some highlights. You want to see these players. Let's get going into it. To get the video started, we have Xavier Edwards of the Miami Marlins. Edwards has had good stretches before of being a pretty decent offensive player, but where the big changes happened is that it feels a little bit stickier, and he already has 4 home runs in 45 games. That's a career high. Again, I don't think Xavier Edwards is going to be a 20 home run guy, but if he hits close to 10 home runs on the season with his high average, with his speed, with his phenomenal defense now at second base, the on-base ability, the fact that he's walking more than he's striking out, this is turning into a really, really good ball player. And seriously, all Xavier Edwards does is hit. Hitting .317 with a .404 on base, .476 slug for an .880 OPS, OPS plus at 151, 4 stolen bases on the year, like I said, 4 homers, 8 doubles, 3 triples, 15 RBI. He's having a really, really good season. One of the players on the Marlins that's keeping them afloat right now. X gonna give it to you. He's been playing such good baseball. And again, the power, that's the thing that's surprising me the most. 4 home runs, off to a great start. Next up, we have Pittsburgh Pirates reliever Evan Cisk. Cisk made 19 appearances last year, 3.5 ERA, a 1.4 whip, nothing particularly special. He's a lefty who throws from a sidearm slot and has some really funky stuff, not a velo guy, only throws about 90 miles an hour. But right now, you are looking at one of the most productive left-handed relievers in all of Major League Baseball. Opponents are hitting 125 against his curveball this year. The lefties are barely touching the sweeper. He's done a really good job at getting both sides of the plate out, which is really important when you don't have the 1-batter minimum rule anymore. Right now, Evan Cisk at 29 years old, again, major breakout season, hasn't given up a barrel on the year. Hard hit rate is towards the top of the league. Extension king from that weird sidearm slot, 7 feet of extension. He's walking under 6% of the batters he's facing, striking out over 30%, and the average exit velo is just minuscule. 84 miles an hour average exit velo. Put that all together, makes for a really good reliever, part of a much more improved Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen, helping them hang around right now in the NL Central. Cisk has been really good, funky pitcher. Like to see that these guys can still exist in Major League Baseball. But first, I want to give a quick shout to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Use our code HMA to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. So click the link in the description right now, download the Prize Picks app, and use our code HMA to get in on this offer. Prize Picks is so easy to use. Simply select more or less on a few different players, lock them into your lineup, and see how that lineup does. To stick with the theme of the most surprising players, I put a few of them into my lineup. Ildemaro Vargas is still hot. I took more than 2.5 hits, runs, plus RBIs. Xavier Edwards doesn't stop hitting. I took more than 1.5 hits. Bryce Elder keeps striking guys out, so I took more than 5.5 strikeouts. What's also great is that Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, and even New York. So make sure you click the link in the description right now, download the Prize Picks app, and use our code HMA to get $50 in lineups instantly as soon as you play your first $5 lineup. Remember, only play if you can play responsibly and have the means to do so. Big shout out as always to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it. Next up, we've got Josh Young of the Texas Rangers. Now, of course, Young was a former #8 overall pick back in 2019 in the first round of the draft. Was a beast at Texas Tech. We've seen some sparks before from Josh Young, but it has been quite some time since we've really seen him perform at a particularly high level, and the fact that he's dealt with injuries and just a lot of up and down right now, it's really nice to see that Young is totally back to being an absolute masher at the plate like he was early on in his career and like he was at Texas Tech. So far this season, Young is not striking out, he's not whiffing, he's squaring up the baseball. While the home run numbers aren't crazy, again, only 5 home runs so far through like the first 45 games, you're seeing a .316 average, .363 on base, .497 slug for an .860 OPS. One thing to note is that the bat speed's up, the quality of contact is up. In that ballpark where it's extremely difficult to hit, Josh Young is making it work. Still really hasn't pulled a home run just yet. Everything's been going to opposite field for power, but the fact that the average exit velo is going up, the fact that the max exit velo is back to a sustainable range around that 110 miles an hour, and he's making good swing decisions, love to see us out of Josh Young. I thought that we were looking at a guy who might be getting DFA'd soon just because it had been so bad the last couple years, coupled up with the injuries, but he's a new player this season. Back to the pitching side we go. Emerson Hancock of the Seattle Mariners. Truthfully, I'm not 100% sure why it's happening. We've seen Emerson Hancock lower his arm slot over the last couple seasons. Back in 2024, it was all the way at 27 degrees. Now it's down to 13, and it is making him more successful. Coming sidearm, throwing that fastball, that four-seam up in the zone at 95 miles an hour, it's been extremely effective. He's not walking anybody, which is huge. He's striking out 27% of the batters he's facing. He is still getting barreled up. He's not getting any chase. I don't know how sustainable it is, but for the Mariners, who have so much pitching, so much depth, Hancock was someone that was kind of an afterthought, and right now Hancock has been really good for them through his first 9 starts on the season, a 6-pitch mix, attacking batters in different ways. Again, another former first-round pick, so like it wasn't the biggest surprise, but it is a surprise because the last few years have been miserable for Hancock. He's looking much better this year. We got another Miami Marlin for one of the most surprising players in baseball. That's going to be Liam Hicks. Liam Hicks is having such a good season. Put the ball in the air, pull the baseball, hit it where they ain't. Liam Hicks is doing that perfectly this season. So far on the year, 9 home runs, which career high for him, 287 average, 348 on base, 507 slug for an 855 OPS. That's phenomenal. He's not striking out, never did, but he's not striking out. He's walking almost as much as he's striking out, which is great. The whiff rate is the best basically in all of baseball. He doesn't chase. When he makes contact, he does square it up. His quality of contact isn't elite by any means. He doesn't have crazy exit velos. Similarly, not sure how sticky it will be for Liam Hicks to be 855 OPS all year, but for a guy who was kind of like a fringy platoonish catcher on the Marlins going into the season, he has earned his playing time, so much so that they've even got him playing a lot of first base some nights. DH because the bat has been that good. When you put in the zone, Liam Hicks does damage, and he's done it this year. A phenomenal season for Liam Hicks. Dude's got 38 RBIs. It's May 16th when I'm recording this. Are you kidding me? That's nuts. He had 45 last year in like 4 times the plate appearances. For the 6th player in today's video, one of the most surprising players in baseball this year, Mickey Moniac. Mickey Moniac has bounced around. He started off with the Phillies, former #1 overall pick, went to the Angels, went to the Rockies, trying to find a home, had a decent season in 2023 with the Angels, and even had a decent season last year with the Rockies. But this year, Mickey Moniac's way better than he's ever been. 28 years old, he's really starting to hit his stride. And what's great too is like Moniac's been okay in the outfield, something that he always hasn't been the strongest at. He's doing completely fine out there, which is good for the Rockies. They have a massive outfield. And similarly, Mickey Moniac pulls the baseball, and when he pulls it in the air. The K rate is down to 25%, which is great. The walk rate is up a career high since 2021 at 6.2%. The quality of contact's really good. The bat speed's towards the top of the league. The barrel rate is 87th percentile. He's barreling up baseballs at a 15% clip. The average exit velo is great. He absolutely mashes. And again, pull that baseball in the air. He has one of the best pull rates in the air in all of Major League Baseball, and that's the reason why he's been so successful. Crushing fastballs, crushing breaking balls, playing okay defense, runs the base as well. Mickey Moniac's turned into a really good player, something that the Rockies have to make a decision on. You start thinking about moving Mickey, cash in. He's a free agent at the end of the year, technically. Interested to see what they do with Moniac. Okay, without a doubt, the most surprising player in all of Major League Baseball this year is Ildemaro Vargas. Having the best season of his career at 34 years old, turns 35 basically in 2 months from now, July 16th, and he just keeps mashing. He has the best batting average in all of Major League Baseball at 347, 7 homers, which is a career high, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 30 RBIs. That's almost a career high for him. Ildemaro Vargas was a journeyman. He was someone that was your 26th man on the roster. He wasn't given a guaranteed spot going into the season for the Diamondbacks. But right now, he has been one of the most productive players in all Major League Baseball. He's played every position on the infield, which is insane. Probably going to play some more in the outfield too. Doesn't strike out, puts the ball in play, hitting for a high average. Love to see it. Ildemaro Vargas, one of the most fun names in all of Major League Baseball. Now he's just turned into a good hitter, and at 34 years of age, which is absolutely crazy. And doing a little deep diving into what Ildemaro Vargas does great, again, I mentioned it. He doesn't whiff, he doesn't strike out. When he hits the ball, he squares it up. His squared up percentage is 92nd percentile. Similarly, I don't think it will last the entire season. It feels impossible. But we're rooting for Ildemaro Vargas, and there's nobody on planet Earth, including Ildemaro himself, who thought that he would be leading Major League Baseball in batting average on May 16th and have an OPS in the 900s. Phenomenal year from him so far. For the last Miami Marlin in today's video, we've got to talk about Otto Lopez, because Otto Lopez was a glove-first guy who had a pretty decent season last year, just got a lot of opportunity in Miami, made the most of it, but the glove was the thing that jumped out the most. Now, Otto Lopez is like kind of turning into this year's Geraldo Perdomo. Shout out my co-host of The Windup, James, for that take. This is just kind of like the new Geraldo Perdomo of this year, and honestly, like maybe even better. He's hitting for a high average, 337 average, 368 on base, 491 slug for an OPS at 859. Still playing great defense, runs the base as well. The bat speed is up, which is a big thing for Otto Lopez. Last couple seasons, he had below average bat speed. This year, it is slightly above league average. Combine that with the fact that he makes good swing decisions, doesn't strike out, doesn't whiff, has a barrel rate almost at 10% this year. This is really, really good stuff from Otto Lopez, and the Marlins have clearly figured something out hitting development-wise at the pro level, because we got 3 hitters of the Marlins on this video. Could have mentioned more, but I didn't want to just make this all about the Marlins. Otto Lopez, one of the biggest surprises in 2026. This is more of a personal surprise. Truly can't believe that Bryce Elder's pitching this well. This is a guy who for his career coming into the season had like a 5 ERA. Last year made 28 starts, 5 ERA. The year before made 10 starts, 6 ERA. I don't fully 100% believe that Bryce Elder is going to be able to carry a 1.81 ERA through the season, but Bryce Elder has been really good. A huge reason why the Braves have been arguably the best team in all of Major League Baseball. Nobody is barreling up the baseball on him. He's burying that slider, throwing it a ton. It's tunneling really, really well off that fastball, which it's not a good fastball, but when you tunnel it well with all these other pitches like Bryce Elder has, you can be successful. Truthfully, what Elder is doing is he is pitching. He is not out there throwing hard. He doesn't have the nastiest stuff, but the changeup, the cutter, the sinker, the four seam, the slider, everything moves in different directions. He tunnels extremely well, and he's off to a phenomenal start. Again, 54 innings, a 1.81 ERA, and a whip at 1.01. One of the lowest barrel rates in the league. Some of the best pitching run value in all of Major League Baseball. Not a single soul thought that this was going to happen on planet Earth. Big surprise. For the penultimate player, St. Louis Cardinals got to give them their flowers, Jordan Walker. I love Jordan Walker coming out of the draft back in 2020, but he had a couple seasons of looking like a lost puppy. I mean, he was horrendous in 2025. He was really, really bad in 2024. I thought the Cardinals ruined him, but he has come back this year and he went to the Jordan Walker of old, which is go up to the plate, swing as hard as you possibly can, be a premier athlete, and hit absolute bombs. Jordan Walker right now has the fastest swing in all of Major League Baseball. Average bat speed 78.7 miles an hour, which is unbelievable. The barrel rate is 96th percentile. He's barreling up the baseball almost 19% of the time. The average exit velo is almost a hard hit every time he hits the ball on average, which is insane. And the numbers are just so ridiculous. Jordan Walker right now is hitting 309 with a 382 on base, 606 slug for a 988 OPS and an OPS plus at 182, which is the best in all of National League. 13 homers, 10 doubles, 34 RBIs. He's even stealing bases, and he's playing okay defense in the outfield. That's all you need from him when you swing the bat this good. He's only 23 years old. This is a star in the making. I'm really, really glad to see that Jordan Walker was able to get past and through all the tough stuff he's been going through the last couple years offensively, and he's figuring it out, and it just feels like this is probably what Jordan Walker's going to look like for a very long time. And then last but certainly not least, probably the second most surprising pitcher in all of Major League Baseball, Davis Martin of the Chicago White Sox. Similarly to Bryce Elder, I do think that there is going to be some regression coming, but similarly to Bryce Elder, this dude is tunneling pitches. He's got 6 different ones that he's throwing over 10% of the time, which is just a lot for a hitter to deal with. He does have a little bit better velo, topping off around like 94, 95 miles an hour. He's got the four seam, the change, the sinker, the slider, the cutter, the curve. Pitches moving in all different directions. Pitches tunneling well. He's got different ways to attack left and right-handed batters. He's also not walking anybody. 92nd percentile in walk rate at 5.2%, and because of all those different pitches, because of the movement, that changeup is really solid. The location, he's been throwing up in the zone with the fastball, which is so good. He's even been throwing high sinkers, which, keep an eye out for that now with ABS. Burying that curveball low in the zone. The precision that Davis Martin has had has been phenomenal, and it's a huge reason why he's been playing so well. Again, the fastball is really just not anything, so he really does rely on the breaking ball and the changeup, but who cares? He's playing phenomenal. The best baseball arguably of his entire life. A 1.62 ERA through 50 innings with a whip at 1 for a guy who was like a 4 ERA pitcher prior to this. I know it's only 8 starts, but I really hope Davis Martin and the Chicago White Sox can stay hot. This is a fun baseball team to watch. So there they are, the most surprising players in Major League Baseball, in my opinion. I want to know your guys' opinion down in the comment section below. Who do you think has been surprising this season? Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the baseball content coming at you. You can follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links are in description. That's where I'll wrap up this video. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this one. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and we'll catch you all a few days later for another video. Bye!